This is the first time playing after the update, and basically my things are looking weird. 1 second. All right, we all lined up and close the graveyards. Make this slightly bigger, I think. That's how I like it. I'm going to just to replay. Sorry. Yeah, this hand is a keep. Basically, unknown matchup, right? We're playing. We have skills on 1. We have double skills. Actually, we have Ravager. We have Welding Jar. We have an Ancient Steering, so we can find some other action with. But this is basically almost a. By sacking these by sacking these is almost 6-7 counters that come here, so we're pretty close to lethal just with these cards. So we only really need like an extra land. I can see myself in very dark. Maybe I'll just put this up a bit more. But I also don't want to get the light coming too heavily. That's worst. Sorry about this technical difficulties, my boys. Alright, we're gonna start by playing Hardened Scales. No companion from our opponent. Less and less companions we've seen these days. Good luck, have fun. So, obviously the hand is very good, but it's important to realize this hand is missing like a land and a worker to kill the opponent. So yeah. One plays Inspiring Vantage. This could be Burn. This could be this could be also yeah, it's Burn. All right, I think we're pretty favored here. We're gonna play the Ravager. We're gonna play the Welding Jar first, just think it's a good habit, unless you have patchwork, to play the Welding Jar first. So we're gonna play these like these, and then we can see what we do next turn. It's not the best card against we have Eidolon here. We could actually kind of raise them. Is that taking 1 damage here? That's Eidolon. Sure. We can raise them with Mouse Nexus here. It'll be a relatively fast kill. So you can put. So it will be 4 counters, 5 will be 60. So it can die to double bolt. Not the biggest fan of that. I think we have to play one of these 3 steerings that we drew. Still at 17, so we're not that bad of a shape. Saga, Reborn, Patchwork. None of these cards are too impressive. I'm thinking what to do. So I guess I'm gonna get the Saga. I could play this defensively because I have the kill anyway with Ingmas, so I don't think there's a plan on rushing them much. So we're just gonna pass here. We can block plus Welding Jar, and if they bolt, then we can put the counters on Ingmas. That's my plan here. So so this would be 5 counters plus 2 more, 7, 8, 8. So they shock that in? No, they do not shock that in. Weird to me, if you want to play a tap land like this and you don't plan on using your mana, why don't you just do that after coming? Searing Blaze, me and this. So here it's pretty easy. We take 3 damage, right? So we're just gonna eat the welding jar. And it's better to eat the welding jar, obviously, because this way the Ravager still lives. They got land plus 4 bolts next turn. That could be a way that we die. I could block with Ingmoss, put the counters on the Ingmoss. I could block with Ravager and put the counters on the Ingmoss. I could eat the Ingmoss and kill this. I mean, eating the Ingmoss is perhaps not the worst. We can arrange things for land. This will be 5/5. So I'm thinking here, do I want to block with Ingmoss and put the 2-turn clock on the Ingmoss Nexus? That's one answer. The other one is, would I rather... They're at 18, so I can block here, it's 3-turn clock. I can eat the Ingmoss. And yeah, I think actually I don't dislike the line of blocking with Ravager. Say okay. And just eating the Ingmoss Nexus. So it becomes a 6/6, has 5 damage on, and then we basically will have a 6/6 versus our opponent's nothing. Right? So the Eidolon will die. And we're at 12 life. That's the land. Could make a construct here. But there's so many cards that actually just win the game on the spot. I can steerings here. And I'll have to find a 2-drop, basically. Nice sacrifice. We do it for the people. We could play Savas. You get the Patchwork. Patchwork seems strong because basically they will not be able to interact with it, right? So let's just get Patchwork. We play the Urza Saga. We play the Patchwork. We are gonna attack here for 6. So if they cast, for example, a Goblin Guide and they try to attack, we could always block. We have a 2nd scale next turn as a Vast. So I doubt my opponent can create, like, if they have exactly 4 bolts, they can do it, right? They can go land, bolt, 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 so 4 bolts, and then we're dead. You know, but that's relatively unlikely, and they need to have exactly that, right? This has a word, so it makes it very difficult for my opponent to interact with this. Next turn, we're gonna get a Zavas down, and that should probably be as close to GG as it gets, because we can play the scales. You know, we can play the scales, sack the Zavas, put it here, and just generate 2 lethal attackers. So my plan here, what I'm trying to do is, like, let's see what they do, right? If they play, for example, Eidolon, we probably just win, right? They could bolt and Lightning Helix here, but then I'm just gonna put the counters on the Patchwork. Yeah. They didn't have like the worst start ever. Okay, that's 1 bolt. We're saying that they could have 4 bolts, and then 4 bolts on our hand, and then we're dead. Not a lot going on right now, just waiting for my opponent to make their play. So basically, because they only have 2 lines untapped, you can consider Patchwork right now to have hexproof. There's no card in their deck right now that can deal with Patchwork. So there's that. Just gonna make mana here. We can make a construct too, but it doesn't really matter, to be honest. Just gonna get Zavas. Gonna play Hardened Scales. Then here it should be a fairly easy kill. Yeah. Lose mana, it's okay. I mean, they could double bolt here, but yeah. So you can see here, this 9 plus 5 is 14 exactly, right? So 9 plus 5, 14. There 14, there's no need to do anything else. So you always want, you don't want to go too crazy, but even though this is 100% lethal, because even if they had something for the Ravager, we could always put the counters in the patchwork. All right. So we do a lot of steerings, which are normally not the best in this matchup, but we make good use of them. Ravager, Welding Jar, and Scales are so good. Welding Jar, amazing that like the 3 matches so far, Welding Jar has been great. Sorry, everything is a bit out of whack. Seems that there you go. We just got the update on MTGO, and it's fine to record some videos for you guys yesterday, but that's a Lying Helix. So basically that puts them to 16. But if I sack here, put it here, it's 11 plus 5 is 16, right? So yeah. So they go to 16, but we are dealing them exactly 16, and we win. Sure. This killed them, but that also wins them the game. So on this matchup, we want to play Tamiyo Safekeeping. It both protects us against like Searing Blaze and Smash Smithereens, Lightning Helix. It doesn't protect you against Deflecting Palm, and it gives us some life, which is really great. I don't think Chalice is worth it. I don't think all of these cards, any of them are really worth it. Neither Animation Module. The Animation Module is a bit slow this matchup, but Nature's Claims are definitely worth it. These members are not worth it because rarely would if a creature would deal you 2 damage, they are really happy that you take 4 damage to deal with it. So we're gonna cut the Throne and the 4-inch steerings. Pretty simple sideboarding. On the draw, I've been cutting some amount of patchwork sometimes, but I feel that this is fine. Like Ancient Steerings is just simply not super strong in this matchup because you don't want to spend a lot of time Ancient Steerings in. You'd rather just have the claims of the Tamiyo Safekeeping. And the Throne is also a relatively slow card. You could cut some other 1 patchwork for the Throne, and sometimes you can get value out of it, but I feel this is not what this matchup is about. So normally people bring Smash to Smithereens and Deflecting Palm against you. Some people bring Path to Exile. Path to Exile is not very good in Scales because, I feel it dilutes their plan a bit too much. This hand is nothing to write home about. We're gonna play turn 2 Patchwork, triggering it. No Saga, no Scales. We're on the draw, so we can be a bit more picky. So something I like to emphasize is that when you're on the draw, you should be a bit more picky with your hands because you have less time. This hand on the play could be good. I don't think I will keep it anyway, but this hand on the draw definitely means that if they play an Idol on 2, you're going to be taking 4 damage to play these 2 cards. And then they can untap, Searing Blaze it, then you're forced to Welding Jar, and they can still hit you, right? So it's not super good. We can just definitely mulligan this hand. This hand is also not very good, so you can go to 5. Don't be afraid to go to 5, guys. Don't keep shitty hands. See, this hand is much better. So we're definitely going to keep this one. We're going to put back Grove and Zavas, pretty sure. So we have turn 1 Scales, turn 2 Zavas or Ravager, and then we have Zavas to follow up. I like the Kraken pathway because I don't want to give them life. I don't think I'll need to sacrifice so much in this matchup. And we have other red sources we can draw later. And I want to keep the Igmas Nexus because it's a lethal attacker. So Igmos Nexus is a lot more better than Growth of the Born Willow, especially because you only really need one green source. Obviously we're on the draw. My opponent's starting with Tongwan Goblin Guide, and they had a 7 keep, so we could definitely lose this game. It will require us to play pretty tight and be pretty lucky. Second Ravager is nice. Would have preferred maybe a LAN or a welding jar, but that's just life. It could be that we will need to throw one of these Ravagers under the bus. Again, we're on the draw, and our hand is good, but if your opponent's hand is like insane, it's very difficult sometimes to beat them. That's something that we just need to accept. Like on the draw, burn going turn 1 Goblin Guide into like with a 7 keep. Maybe they miss, but like sometimes when they keep 7 burn, sometimes they have like this clunky hand where it's all bolts or all, you know. But they could also have like triple 1 drop, and then it would be very difficult to beat them. But still, I kind of like the decision making we had. You know, I think that's something it's important to evaluate as well. It's like you need to evaluate your decision making. You don't need to evaluate so much your results. It's very easy to just be like, oh my god, I lost to burn because, you know, yeah, I should have. But look at my opponent's start, for example. I'm gonna go down to 11 on turn 2, and you know, Goblin Guide didn't find me a land the first time and didn't find me a land this second time around. But knowing that I have the Nature's Claim, it's maybe kind of hot. So I could play Zavas, hold up the Nature's Claim. I kind of like that. Make the game a bit awkward. I'll definitely trade my Zavas for the Goblin Guide. So, but it could be that also I activate Igmos Nexus. If they have like a Searing Blaze, I can Nature's Claim and get 4 life back. And that's not the worst. Lands. Or I can, you know, if I Nature's Claim and they bolt again, well, it's a bolt they're losing, right? So that 3 cards in hand, we're 11 life. We're definitely blocking here. We really would like to draw a lane next turn to be able to like Ravager plus. Oh my god. What a start. What a start. I mean, if they also have Searing Blaze, this is like among the best hands you can have as a burn player, right? Absolutely some of the best hands. Because this is already, if they cast a spell, this is 6 damage. We could have maybe played as a last. Let's see, let's hope that this guide finds us a land. Or 2. It's a Gemstone Caverns. And land number 1 and Walking Ballista. It's very good to know. I'm just gonna let this happen, you know? If they don't do anything, I'm just gonna let this happen. Lightning Helix, me. So take 2 more, they gain 3 life. Now the question is, do we want to put the counters on the Igmos Nexus? Or do we want an Nature's Claim? Put the counters on the Igmos Nexus. My opponent has 1 card in hand. There's 2 creatures left. We play Gemstone Cavern, and we block this guy with a Walking Ballista. I think this is fine. We're gonna put the counters on the Igmos Nexus. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm gonna put the counters on the Igmos Nexus because this way this gets rid of this sneaky boy. And it allows us to, we go down to 4. So now the question is, we can play Walking Ballista, block here pink, They got Boar's Charm, right? Which would be the most annoying. But I think this is fine. I play a Walking Ballista. We only have 4, but we only have 1 card in hand. It could be you know, it could be many cards. So we're gonna block the Swiss Spear. Let's see with our hand. How's this? Pretty good. It's pretty good. All right, so here we're not going to do anything. If they have a bolt, I can always claim my own Walking Ballista, right? You see? Now my opponent tries to bolt me. They could have double bolt, but then I was dead to double bolt anyway. So if they have another bolt, I'm dead. Go to 3. Is it a slow roll opponent? Eidolon, that's pretty good. So this means I basically cannot cast a single spell. Alright, so I'll block with the Ingmars Nexus, hope that they break, and then hope to draw a land, basically. Again, they had an insane start, and we're just hanging on by the thread. Maybe it was better to claim my Hardened Scales here. Land, please. That's rough. That's rough. I need to block this guy. I guess, I mean, there's many draws I could have here that kills us. So we're gonna block the Eidolon. Just have a forward. Why not just Boros Charm me? Alright. This is tough, but it's fine. I think on the play I feel more favored. Also, we mull to 5, you know. It happens. We were very close, you know. This game was very close. We could have gone another way. That's Patchwork, Osilis, Nature's Claim. I don't dislike this hand, especially because we have a Saga. So I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna play my Osilis turn 1. I want to use my mana. Because if we draw Welding Jar or something, we should be in good shape. We have the Claim, which is relatively good. That's not the favorite line to start with. It's also okay for my opponent not to start with a Goblin Guide, but they do. Zavas. The Glimmer Wasp. So, again, we can play Zavas, but I kind of feel like playing Saga. We can play Zavas, hold up Claim. I think Zavas hold up Claim is kind of fine, right? Without Scales, this hand would be great, but I'll just play Patchwork, honestly. I'll take 2 more from this Goblin Guide. Maybe they miss Alandra because they definitely don't want to start with this guy. And I can just raise them. I feel I can raise them this match. I think they may have a one-lander. They normally don't want to start with Seven Bay Canyon. Yeah, we'll take 2. That's fine. Still withdrawing. None of us. Sure. Blocks. See what they put. So they put 4th. Again, this patchwork is relatively hard to kill for my opponent. I was thinking a bit. See, they told you they had a one-lander. Alright, so what we can do here is a pretty cool play of playing Zavas. I think this is kind of nice. Remember, it's short on lands, right? So I play second Zavas. Yep. We're gonna make a very big patchwork automaton here. Keep this guy. We put the counters on Zavas. Normally we put them here, right? But this way we're gonna just claim it right away. Right? So we just claim here. We get 4 life back. We modular here. And we basically have a 10-10. They will need to block. Right? See, this is pretty powerful start. And with them to 8 life, we can make a construct next turn, and they have 1 mana. There's no way they deal with this guy in 2 turns, so they'll need to start chomping. And if they deal with this, we have the Inmost Nexus. Right? One line we could go for is fetch Zavas here, play the red source, sacrifice the Patchwork Automaton, and kill them with Inmost Nexus. That's our line as well. Most likely the line, though, is going to be to make a construct. My plan here is, how do I lose this game? I lose this game to Deflecting Bomb. So we're going to get the construct. We're going to play this as a red source, get Zavas. And then if my opponent tries to Deflecting Bomb this, then we're going to sacrifice it. Because this can be targeted by Deflecting Bomb. It's a source, it's not a target creature. You get the one under, my friend. GG's. I mean, even if they had mana, what's the plan here? All right. Awesome. So that was the match. Hope that made sense. Obviously, game 2 was rough, but you can see if you sequence your plays properly, you can actually get ahead of burn, and you don't need to Shadow Spear or anything like that. This last game, it came really down, like, it doesn't come up often, but if you see this combination of Zavas, Ozolis, you're like, oh man, I can make a pretty big patchwork. They're missing land drops, so you can really put the pedal to the metal, right, and try to raise them. And you have a 10-10 with War 2, they have a Goblin Guide, right? And when you see a Sunday Canyon, you can kind of think that, oh, this is not the land they wanted to play. They want to play either a mountain, a fetch land, a shock, a fast land. Every line in their deck goes before the Sunday Canyon. So if they play Sunday Canyon, they either have 2 Sunday Canyons, which also makes it easy to raise them, or they have only 1 Sunday Canyon, basically, and then something like this happen. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching. If you enjoyed it and you learned something, please like the video and comment if you have any questions about the matchup or whatnot, and I will see you here for the next video tomorrow. See you there. Bye.